Hey guys, it's Mod. I just wanted to make a really quick vid here talking about my thoughts on weapon balance. So I'll make this short and sweet. First, bullpup full auto. The major thing wrong with this gun is it's very low damage per second. Pre-patch, it could out damage per second the AR because it had very low bloom. Now that bloom's no longer a mechanic, the effective rate of fire is the actual fire rate, and that's basically where the bullpup full auto fails. It doesn't need a fire rate tweak. I love low rate of fire weapons. The problem is half the muzzles are obsolete. No one's going to use a low damage muzzle because it drops below 50. No one's going to go below 50 damage. So really all this gun really needs is mostly a damage buff. Make it so that a minimum damage muzzle without a weapon tag does 50 and a max damage muzzle with a tag does 60. And then maybe have it so Magnum bumps up to 62. That will leave it between the AR and the HAR, both in damage and rate of fire. And it'll still be out damaged by the AR up close and at range, and still also at heavy builds like 250 builds and 200 HP builds will still die faster to an AR. But the 224 builds that a lot of people run right now will be better prey for the BPFA. Also, there's just two more problems with the BPFA. First, there's only one speed grip, and it literally trashes your spread. So we need another speed grip that actually buffs spread. This one lowers recoil and trashes spread, so maybe the other one should trash recoil and increase speed and better spread. But really, this is the only speed grip, and it's pretty bad. Stocks. There's only one the speed stock that's messed up. This speed stock's actually pretty good, pretty well balanced. Other than I'm trying to figure out why it actually hurts reload if it's a light stock, but whatever. This stock trashes all these stats for a small run speed bonus, comparatively. So in my opinion, all light stock should have a scope in time of 0.15 seconds default. It really should. I don't know why the light stock actually nerfs scope in time. And in my opinion, if you're going to leave the spread trashed like this, then maybe give a small reload time buff instead of a nerf like these stocks do. Anyway, moving on. I'm not going to be talking about the HAR, but I want to show you first. This is a minimum accuracy HAR, and look at its spread aim, okay? 0.69. The receiver I'm actually going to talk about is the LMGR. The LMGR, look at that. Right off the bat, you see huge spread difference between a max spread LMGR and a max spread HAR. That's the major problem with the LMGR. You have to build it for maximum accuracy or it's not going to be accurate at all. The other problem I was going to say with this gun is basically its damage is low. So right here you see it's 62 damage right now, and that's a max accuracy build. So it's pretty good at this, except its damage is so low. Here, let me pull up the LMG. The LMG's got full 3 points better damage. In my opinion, if you're going to make the LMGR the way it is, it needs to have better damage, close to that of the, basically exactly the same as the LMG, so which is pretty much a range of +3 minimum, max, and base. And then the other thing to fix this gun is make it so it's a much narrower spread range. Because right here, if I replace this muzzle with a copperhead, you see that it's a increase of spread by 0.33 degrees, but if I go over to the HAR, oops, wrong way. So here's the HAR. It's only got worse by 0.9 degrees. That's a huge difference. And the HAR has a higher rate of fire and the exact same damage. So again, to make the LMGR viable, it needs a slight damage buff, and the spread range needs to be tightened up so that it doesn't become quite so inaccurate when you're loading damage parts and stuff. And I'm not talking about the SMG again, but the TSMG. The TSMG needs a buff, in my opinion, because here's a max accuracy SMG. Now, if I compare that to the TSMG, and TSMG is loads more inaccurate. And TSMG, in my opinion, was always supposed to be more accurate. It always was pre-patch, more accurate ADS, more accurate hip fire, and now it's not. And got significantly less damage. The only advantages really the TSMG has is better recoil, which is kind of negligible when it's already an SMG. SMGs are designed to be low recoil. Better scope and time, that's really negligible too, especially if an SMG user uses a light stock. And then run speed. Run speed is the worst stat in the game right now. So the TSMG is really a fail gun, in my opinion. right now in its current state. I'm fine with it having a lower damage than the SMG, but it really should be more accurate than the SMG. I'm thinking a max accuracy SMG stats should be somewhere near the base stats for the TSMG. At least the TSMG should be able to be more accurate than an SMG. Currently, that's not a case. You can't. This is a max accuracy SMG versus a max accuracy TSMG, and the TSMG is much less accurate, much less damaging. Snub nose. Last weapon I'm going to quickly review. The only problem with this gun is it's got super high recoil. Its rate of fire is 600, so an effective rate of fire if you tap fast probably about 450. That's massive recoil. Pre-patch it was very good because it had a damage per second on par with the machine pistol, but now it's got massive recoil, so it's got a lower effective rate of fire at close range. And pre-patch it was also pretty decent at medium range if you crouch fired. Now with that recoil, you can't use it at medium range at all. So really, all the snub nose needs is a recoil buff, and then the recoil needs to go down, so it's much better at close range while still being decent if you decide to crouch fire with it at medium range. I mean, if you compare it to the revolver's got more recoil, but its rate of fire is so much lower. The revolver's much easier to handle. Also, just a small little pet peeve. The run speed for the revolver and the snub nose are the same, so I think the snub nose should get a run speed buff because it's a heck of a lot smaller than the revolver. But that's just me. Anyway, thanks for watching this vid, and stay sharp.